Hello, everyone. Good day to you, wherever you're watching from. My name is Oluwaseun Fadari. So today, I just want to use this medium to be able to explain some of the current logics that our expert advisors are using and the information that we intend to derive from each one of them. So I'm doing this video specifically for those that will be managing the robots and handling the information from the robots. So this is more for analysts that will be working on the robots, that will be using the information from the robots to identify opportunities that the traders will be using to place trades that will be as accurate as possible. Okay. So let me share my screen with you. Yeah, so as you can see here, so the first one here, as you can see, I call it's attack and defense expert advisor. So what does this expert advisor do? How do you use the data provided by this EA to identify opportunities in the market? So what happens to this EA is that anytime the EA is attached, as you can see in the picture on the screen, it begins to measure the trades, the position, the current prices, in relation to other opportunities in the market. Okay, so and that is how we will be able to know the opportunity. So from here, you can see the market saying the current low price. So this is for CAD JPY. The current close price is 114.8. The current high price is 115.9. And then it tells us the distance from low. So as you can see, the distance from low is 0.595. The distance from high is 0.503. So currently now, even though the price is in the middle, but the current price is more nearer to the high than to the low by about 0.09. Okay, so with this, if nothing changes, then it means the market is tending towards the low. It's tending towards the high rather than the low. So once we're able to monitor these prices, these distances, we'll be able to know the direction that the market is going, and then we can be able to give advice as fast as possible. So let's take some other examples. So this also, let's look at more examples. So this is EuroCAD. As you can see, the 1 hour time frame on your screen. So just like I said, we have the current low at 1.4 and the current high at the current low at 1.455, the current high at 1.4625. And then if you look at the distance from low, 0.0008, distance from high is 0.002. So from this information, you can see that the market is more nearer to the low than to the high. So this means, according to this, currently, this market is a sell market because the distance between the distance from the low is lower than distance from the high. So the current bid for now is a sell market according to this information. Okay. So let's look at GBP card. So for GBP card as well, as you can see, a GBP card distance from I is 0.0. The current I low is 1.703. The current I is 1.708. Distance from low is 0.0009. Distance from I is 0.0033. So which means the market is more nearer to the low than to the high. So currently, according to this information that we have here, the market is a sell market for now. Okay. So this is how we'll be able to tend this information to be able to see how the prices and the distance will help to relate to the actions for the market to take. So also for this as well, we'll be preparing probably templates that will make it easier for us to take the decision. So all we just need to do is use the distance to identify the data, and then we input the distance information on the template, and then the template will be able to tell us whether the market should buy or whether the market should sell. Okay, and we also tell us the price to take the backup, which is more like the middle price. Okay, so we'll be able to use that to monitor the trades of the market in case the market wants to reverse back at every particular time. So we can be able to take that probably on daily basis, or probably on weekly basis, or on monthly basis. But the monthly will be so long, so either daily or twice weekly, or weekly weekly maximum. Okay, so it's better. The worst is the weekly, but we can have it daily or twice weekly. Okay. So let me show you another example, CHF you can see from the report here, the current low is 171.7, the current high is 173.19, distance from low is 0.78, and the distance from high is 0.622. So according to this, the market is more nearer to the high than to the low, even though it's just a little bit. So any moment from now, it can decide to change downwards. But like I said, currently, according to this information, the market is on a buy trend. So once we are able to prepare our template, we'll be able to identify the price tag that the market will take a sell. So if the price should fall to that position, then the market will fall, will go towards that side continually, and then we'll also make another backup just in case. Okay, so let's also look at USD JPY. So you can see USD JPY as well. Our current high, our current low, and the distances. Okay, so you can see our current low is 156.8. Our current high is 158.4. Our distance from the low is 0.95. Our distance from high is 0.639. So according to this information, the market is more on the high side, which is a buy, than the low side. So currently the market is a buy position. So with all this from this report, from this attack and defense logic, we'll be able to know the direction that the market is going, and they'll be able to take action accurately and timely, and possibly we'll be able to consider the long term and then monitor the market as it moves. So you can imagine, like I said, this is probably when the market was when the robot was installed. But according to this information, we can see the low price will be 156.8, will be around this place. So it means the robot EA, I think, was just installed some few days ago. So if not, the EA would have identified the current low at this point, and then the high would have been changing, and then would have had more gaps to the low than the currently what we have. So the market, the robot was just installed, and that is why they have this. And then, but like I said, once we monitor it, we'll be able to know the side that the current prices, whether it's more to the buy or to the sell, and that will help us in taking accurate decisions for the market as much as possible. So this is the attack and defense expert advisor. So it's able to help us to get the best decisions of the market. And then that will help us to take the best action as much as possible. So the next one we'll be looking at, let's see, so sorry. Yeah, so let it come up. Yes, okay. So this is the next EA that I'll be looking at. Yeah, so this is the next EA that I'll be looking at. This EA is usually the glory strategy. But it can also be referred to as the FAD EA. Can also be identified as the FAD EA strategy. Okay. So what does this EA do? Sorry for that break. So what this EA does is that it measures, it identifies after the installation. You can see we have this is showing a green and a yellow. There's supposed to be a red line at the bottom. So what does this EA does? This EA identifies the highest price after installation. It identifies the lowest price after installation. It identifies the time of change for both sides as well, as much as possible. Yeah, so according to this strategy, so this is going to give us, you can see from the information that we have on the EA, it tells us the price of the highest at 169.4. It tells us the time of change on the 26th of April. For the low, it tells us the price at 161.0. And it tells us the time of change on the 15th of March. So because this is a long-term EA, so it's able to tell us the ranges at the period. So we also have the short term, which we did for H1. I'm going to show you an example of that as well. So but for this for the long term, this is working for the long term. So let me show you also an example. So that's why you have more than a month. So for the short term, it's usually within a month. So we expect this to run for the rest of the year. So look at this also as example again. We have the high price at 103.49, and then we have the low price at 97.2. And then we have the time of change for the high at 26th of April and the low at the 15th of March. So from the 15th of March, which is far, far behind this picture, the market achieved the lowest price of 97.2. And ever since then, the market has been going upwards until it got to 103.45, 465 on the 26th of April. Okay. And today is the 28th of April. So the market will still, is either the market continues in that trend for the rest of the year, or the market changes direction and comes to the middle line, which is at 100.3, and then it comes downwards again for the rest of the year. Okay, so let's look at the one that is more like for the monthly template. So as we have the annual, we also have the monthly. Okay, so the monthly time frame is usually H1, like you can see here. So every month we renew that, but it still follows the same conditions. So let's look at an example of the monthly one. So you can see this is an example of the monthly one. So this one is more of a low trend than an high trend. So look at it, the high price was achieved at 0.608, and the low price was achieved at 0.585 or so. And you can see the date of the high price was on the 10th of April, and the date of the low price was the 19th of April. So you can see that with this, it shows that the high price came first before the low price. Okay, so the low price was achieved around this period, so the market came down all the way, and you can see the market trying to go back up again. Okay, so that's how. So this, we always try to do this every month, so we just reinstall it beginning of every month so that we can be able to capture the real prices of the ranges around that period. So look at this as well again, GBP JPY. So GBP JPY, let's look at the position. So you can see GBP JPY. You can see the high price of 197.9, roughly 198, and the low price of 189.9. Can you see that? The time of change of the high is 26th of April, and the time of change of the low is 12th of April. So you can see that it is a low price that came first before the high price. So once you're able to get this information, then we'll be able to know the market direction, whether the market is buying or whether the market is selling. So from this report, we know that the market is a buy market, okay? From the 12th of April, the market has been a buy. So getting this information accurately and timely will help us to take decisions as early and as fast as possible for the rest of the month or for the time frame that this will be implemented. Okay, so let's look one more or two more examples. So here again we have the Euro JPY. So for the Euro JPY as well, you can see the high price is 169.4, the low price is 162.2, and the time of change for the high is 26th of April. The low price change is 12th of April. So it means from the 12th of April, which is around this period, the market has not gone lower than that position. So ever since then, the market trend has been a buy, and that is it. So from this point on, we need to just take the buy decisions, and then the market goes continually to the end, and then it covers up for whatever position or take profit from that movement. Okay, so and also let's look at Euro AUD. So from Euro AUD, let's look at the information on the Euro AUD monthly projection or monthly performance review. Okay, so for the Euro AUD, you can see that the trend of the market is downwards, as you can see there. So what happens? Let's look at the dates. The high price was achieved at 1.668 on the 19th of April, and the low price was 1.634, and it was achieved on the 26th of April. So you can see that from this point on, the markets came down drastically to the end. So the market was initially at the uptrend until the 19th of April, and then after then, the market changed direction and was coming downward. So with this information, from that 19th, we know that the market is no more an uptrend, and then we take the correct decision and the correct direction for the market for the rest of the month. So that's how this will be able to get the best results from this information. Okay, so with this report, like I said, This will now help us to take accurate decisions as much as possible, and we'll be able to get a better understanding of the information as early as possible. So this gives us the information that we need to take good and correct decisions at every point in time. Okay, so the next one, let's look at another strategy. So for this, this is still under construction. We are yet to complete it, but it's called Victoria strategy. Currently is taken as request 11046. Okay, so what does this EA tries to do? So this EA currently, you can see we have different information from the EA. So we have the control buys, we have the control sells, we have the trend lines, we have the highest price, the start price, the start high, the start low, the highest price, the lowest price, the control buy price, and the control sell prices, and also the dates that those positions were being achieved. So you can see, so you can see, so you can see. So what do we want to achieve with this information? We want to, according to these conditions, this template, it can be run on monthly basis as well as the annual. So the condition we want to achieve with this template is that we want the market to identify the control buy and the control sell. Now, according to the rule, the market must identify one first, whether the control buy or the control sell. So, so yeah. So um so you can see from this we have the control buy, and the control buy already have the date of 26th of April. So what usually happens is that the control buy uses the highest price, the control buy uses the lowest price, and the control sell uses the highest price. Okay, so in most cases the controls are very near to the price of the extremes. So if our low price becomes the first extreme, then it's going to activate a control buy. And if it is the high price that is the first extreme, the market is going to activate. So maybe, so if it's the high price that activates first, then it's going to, it that achieved first is going to activate the control sell. Okay, So this will help us to quickly identify the direction that the market is going, and then we take the opportunity from that price as quickly as possible. So as you can see from the report that we have here, we have the highest price on the 26th of April at 8:20:34. And then we have the lowest price on the 26th of April at 16:32. And then we have the control buy on still the same day, 26th of April at 17:10. So you can see that the market activated the lowest price at 16:32, and then it went to activate the control buy at 17:10, and then it went upwards to the highest price. So now market may set to come down to achieve the control sell. Okay, so depending on what happens, but this is expected to flow. It's because this was installed on the 26th. That's why you are seeing the date. Okay, so if the time that once the EA has been installed, then it measures, identifies the trades from that point on to the end of the period. So let's look at another example. So look at this. This is gold. So if it's not activated, it will put there not activated, even though it has a price. So this also gold was installed on the 25th of April, and you can see from the information we have the start high, we have the start low, we have the highest price, the lowest price, and the control buy and control sell. So as you can see here, the highest price was achieved the highest price was achieved on the 26th at 12:12. The lowest price was achieved on the 25th at 6:14, and then the control buy was achieved on the 25th as well at 14:18. So just like I said earlier, the market, the controls activate once the market gets to the first extreme. So in this instance, the lowest price is the first extreme, and then because of that lowest extreme, the market is able to trigger a control buy, and then it goes upwards to the 26th at 23:52. So if the market is going to reverse back again, then the market is going to reverse and take a control sell at 23:27 according to the current price. Okay, yeah, so you can see from this information the market went activate a control buy until it got to the highest price for now at 23:52. So according to the rule, the market should have activated the buy at 23:30, and that would have given us a profit upwards to 23:52, which is the highest price. Okay, so that is the plan, assuming that we follow the rule accordingly. And then we expect a control sell to be planned at 23:27 in case the market decides to reverse back. But if not, the market will still go on upwards to the end of the month. So this is what happens. This is how this robot is able to get a better view and better information that will help us to take correct decisions and information. And also by just looking at the picture, if you look at the trend, you see that the market is moving towards upwards. So which shows that this is a buy market. Okay, let's look at USD/JPY for example as well. You can see the market as well going upwards. So this also shows that it's a buy market. And if you look at the information as well, you can see the start price at 155, the start 15.5, the start low at 155, and you can see the highest price at 158.4, the lowest price at 155.2, and then the control buy at 156.2. So the control buy, and if you look at the dates as well, you can see the lowest price activated on the 25th of April, the control buy activated on the 26th of April at 11 o'clock, and the highest price activated on the 26th of April at 23:36. So you can see that the control buy activation will improve and take the bid fully to the current position. So even if the market is going to activate and look at the price of the control sell, is going to be at 157.4. So even if the market comes down to activate a control sell at 157.4, according to this current rule, the sell will be above the buy, and that will be locking up at a profit at the end of the day. Okay, so that is the plan of this. So with this information, the market is able to adjust itself and take actions until the end of the period. Okay, so this will help us to be able to take actions and also be able to identify opportunities from the market, while the robot is also taking bids accurately and timely. Okay, so that is this on project 11046 as mentioned. So that's how we are able to use this to identify opportunities in the market according to this expert advisor. Okay, so for this, yeah, so okay, no EA on this. So let's look at another one. Yeah, so this is also another EA that is called period EA. Period EA. So what does this EA does? So as you can see from the picture, the EA helps to identify opportunities in the market by identifying the peak, showing an opportunity to sell, and the bottom showing an opportunity to buy. So you can see the green dots and the red dots. So the green dots indicates an opportunity to sell, and then the red dots indicates an opportunity to buy. So if we follow this trend as the information is given us, then we'll be able to know what range of positions to sell and what range of positions to buy intermittently. So that will help us to know when to limit our sales or when to limit our buys, and then when to think of the market as buying or the market as selling. So we can be able to take, this is actually a shorter time frame, 30 minutes. So if we have a longer time frame, we can be able to manage it effectively over the time frame. So both for short and long term, with these ideas, it helps us to be able to identify those trends, and with those information of the trend, we can be able to take good opportunities in the market to identify when to buy and also to identify when to sell intermittently. Okay, so this will help us effectively in identifying the opportunities in the market. So this is GPG. Let's look at gold as well. If we have the robot installed on gold at the point, so same, yeah. So look at gold, we can see the reds and you can see the greens at the top as well. So our ability to manage the greens as well and the red as it comes downwards, you see it helps us to be able to put the right bids at the right places at the right timing. Okay, so we're able to know when the market is trending from a low to a buy, to a low to a high, and then from a high to a low. So once we have those points, then it will be able to use it effectively for the EA to take adequate and correct actions as much as possible. Okay, so that is part of the beauty of this EA. So this EA, all it just needs is constant monitoring. So we need people that will be monitoring them. Once we have those that monitoring, that understands the information, they'll be able to provide and produce the information. And from that, we'll be able to take actions accurately and timely as much as possible. So that will help us perfectly in our beats in our EAs, in our actions on the robots as well. So we'll be able to take adequate and correct actions, to be able to make it profitable for us at the end of the day. Okay, so that's part of the things that the EA will be doing for us. So GPJPY, you can see the reds, the greens, the reds, you can see the greens. So it helps us as much as possible. You can see that the greens are always at the bottom and the reds are always at the top. So anytime the market goes around the red side, we take a sell. Anytime it comes around around the red side, we take a buy. And anytime it goes around the green side, we plan for sells. Okay, so that is it consistently. So over time, at the end of the day, with this logic, is going to help us to identify and take correct decisions that will match the trend direction of the market. So also on the extreme left here, you can see the data's identified as the current low, current high, the market trend, so many informations, current trend, the current price, so from this, it helps us to be able to identify what actions to take, okay? And that will also help us at the end of the day. So this is what I call the period EA. As you can see at the top end, even though it can be changed, the name can be changed later, but currently for now, is the period EA. So this EA, according to this information, will help us to take correct action using those dotted lines and information on the screen, okay? Yeah, so okay, so we've discussed about this. Okay, let me see if we have any other EA that we need to discuss about. So for now, to date, we've discussed the attack and defense. We've discussed the FAD EAs to Grace EA. We've discussed the project 11046 EA, and also we've discussed the period EA. Okay, we discussed the period EA. Yeah, so okay, so basically for now, those are the four major EAs that we have currently. We still have other ones, but they are not running for now. Okay, so but so far, this is the four EAs that we have currently that we are running. So once we have knowledgeable people that will be able to manage this effectively, they will be able to provide information on this, and then we're able to run this effectively in the course of the month or monthly or for the year as well. So all that we want is to get accurate decisions and information that will give us the best results every month. So with this information, by God's grace, we'll be able to implement it effectively in the course of the month, and then it will be able to give us the best results over the course of time. Okay, so that's what part of the things that we plan to achieve as the month goes by, as the year go by. Okay, so we'll be able to identify people that will be able to manage and monitor these experts, and then we'll be able to get the best results from them as much as possible. Okay, so thank you very much. It's really been a pleasure sharing my ideas, sharing my understanding of the EA and the job that we've been able to do so far to date in the Fadinvest group. So hopefully, as we come up with more expert advisors, as we come up with more ideas that's been automated, we'll be able to come on screen online and be able to discuss the ideas together, and also be able to get people that will be able to understand the logics and how the system will work, so that we can be able to build a team that will be able to manage trades and take profit trades as much as possible over time. Thank you very much. I remain yours and only Oluwase Fadare. You can reach me on fadinvest@yahoo.ie, FADINVEST@yahoo.ie. Thank you very much. You can leave a comment in the comment section, or give a like, to the video once you're happy with it. Thank you very much, and have a great month of May 2024 ahead and the rest of the year. Cheers. Bye.